So this is going to be an interactive webinar, and I'll be asking a lot of questions related to trend trading because this webinar is going to be all about trend trading, and I'm going to explain the concept of trend trading, what are the difficulties, how we can tackle them, and we have a free tools available, how you can address this really the problem with starting with the trend trading. Okay, it's kind of blueprint. I worked on this solution for long back, and then I figured out, and then I traded it, and then I started with a small group, and then published it free now. It is free to use this TSV3. Anyone with the basics and core, and then let's move on with it. Okay. So legal disclaimer. Try exactly 8 o'clock. Let's start it. Legal disclaimer. So I'm not a financial advisor or registered investment advisor or anything like that. So whatever I'm going to present today, it's going to be the educational content. Okay. Um, so who am I? So I'm Raj Shekharan. By trade, I'm a mechanical engineering, and I hold MBA in the University of Hull. I've been trading since on and off 2010 onwards, but full time trading since 2017 onwards. Okay. Traded US market options, traded forex in Australia, trained over 500 plus students on option trading and directional trading. Myself, a professional trader and trainer. Okay, shall I move on? You guys pretty much know what is it, what I am. Okay, anyhow. So this is going to be the today's agenda. So the basics. What is the trend trading basics? Okay, and then the basic questions. When you start with the basics, you will have a lot of questions. Okay, and then we'll have a basics conclusions and then the solutions, and then we'll go through one by one, and then we'll review, and then the offerings of TSV3. Okay, so you probably know TSV3, what is there, something but I'm going to address a very deep manner. Just hang on with this presentation, I mean stay in this presentation, you will learn a lot. Okay, you guys are there, right? Okay, right. Let's start with the basics. Okay, that is what it says, basics. Okay, the basics. I'm not talking about the basics brand t-shirt or trousers. I'm talking about trend trading basics. Okay. So the basics, when you see the basic, there are in a trend trading or any market, there are two things are present in the market. One is called expansion, and the other one is called retracement. So occurs when there is an impulsive move towards a direction. It's called a expansion, and retracement. It's the opposite of expansion. It correction movement after the impulsive movement. Okay. So though it is kind of terminology jargons, just stay with me. I will explain everything on the next slide. Okay. You guys are there, right? I just want to know say something so that way I will continue with that. Okay. So what is the expansion? If you see that expansion means something is going on this direction, this is called expansion, and it retrace it called retracement. Again is expansion, again it retracement, again is expansion. This is a fundamental of Dow theory, and it is a trend trading. Okay, so everybody knows this concept, but problem is a lot of things are problem here, but we will address one by one. Anyhow, so you know what is E, what is R, right? What is expansion? What is R? What is expansion? What is retracement, right? Anyone have a doubt? For uptrend, this is expansion. For downtrend, this is expansion. This is a retracement. Clear? Anyone have doubt on this? Clear, right? Perfect. So, what typically trend trading, Dow theory, or any other market structure breakout, or people have a lot of terminologies with that. Okay, so for me, it is just a high risk buy. So when there is a market goes in this direction, and when market pulls back, when you go back to this level and market is breaking out, it's also called MSB, which is a market structure breakout. We also called as a high risk buy. Okay, So this is where people will try to buy it, and this is where the people most of the time get failed it. This is where fake breakout comes in and to the play, and suddenly what happens is that by theory, looking at this picture perfected theory, so you buy here and you put a stop loss here, yeah, you will have 1:2 risk versus reward. It's a awesome thing, right? But in reality, will it happen like this? Same thing here. So this is expansion to retracement. So high risk sell, it's going to be the exact from this point. You're going to measure, and then whenever there's a breakout here, so you're going to put a stop loss here, and 1:2 risk versus reward. So you're going to get a 1:2 risk versus reward. So this is by theory, Dow theory, or any other market structure. You can call it off. This is a trend trading. Am I right? Anyone have doubt on this? But this is a theory, right? And but by theory, there is also called a low risk of selling. This is called a low risk buy with low risk sell here. So when market expansion and retracement, exactly you buy on the retracement point, and then after that, it'll buying it. You guys seeing it? So this is called a low risk buy. Okay. At least we have a defined rule on the high risk buy that this high is supposed to break out, so we can put a draw something, or put a dancing channel or something. We can put something to break out so that we can buy it. But in this scenario, low risk buy, right? Low risk buy. Okay, so how do you measure this depth? How do you measure the depth? Fib, okay, super, super. So all theory, all theory, all theory. So I'm going to demystify the Fibonacci. Thanks for pointing out Fib, Sabarish. Okay. Anyone have that? How do you know that is exactly, pullback? Someone pointed out some things. Let me check. Um, how one, yeah, trader will buy the exactly on. So it's not something like concrete evidence that we can able to buy it. Someone people will use Fibonacci, you say RSI, wow. Uh, let's use this. Okay. Typically, as per that, Dow theory or anyone elite wave theory or anyone trend theory, so far in a bookish manner, whatever things are available, people tend to buy at the retracement. Okay, the retracement levels varies 38.2 percentage, 50 percentage, 61.8 percentage, 78 sorry 78.6 percentage. Okay, which one you would choose? Same thing for low risk sell, opposite of 38.2 percentage, opposite of 50 percentage, opposite of 61.8 percentage, 78.6 percentage, right? 61.8. Okay, no idea. Okay. So I'm going to demystify this thing is everything on hindsight looks good, but in a real manner, it won't really, because this is actually exactly I presented in a traders conclave in a long back presentation. That is what I am presenting here. 78.6 higher retracement, higher probability. Yeah, could be a probability, but the getting the trade, entering the trade, or entering into the trade is very low. Number of trades you get is very low. Am I right? 78.6 percentage. If you try to retracement, you're waiting for it, you will not get it a trade. Maybe in a year you will get a V50 trades, 50 to 60 trades. Yeah, that itself a high actually. Anyhow, this is a theory, bookish knowledge, and people try to use this. This is what they try to teach it, but I'm going to demystify it. So when we see the basic things, so we are getting a lot of questions out there to address it. So how do you identify the impulsive move? Because retracement is fine, but how do you identify this is an impulsive move? That itself is difficult. How do we confirm the trend? Okay, so confirmation of trend is really $1 million question. And which fib retracement you would typically measure? The question that I asked earlier. If, was it a 38.2, 50% or 61.8% or 78 6 months? How do you measure and which point is point A to point B you measure? That itself is difficult, right? Because in live market price is going up. And where you place the stop loss, where you place the take profit. Okay, all these questions are typically one supposed to get it. I don't know whether you got it or not. But when I started very early stages, I got these questions. Okay, so I got the question saying that okay, how do we, how we are going to solve this unless we have a objective framework? Okay, otherwise it is very difficult, right? Agree? Did you get all these questions yourself, right? No. Okay, we'll go. We'll answer first one with the one by one. Say the market is something is started somewhere here, and I'm drawing it with the trend line. Okay, this is the line. Okay, I will connect this as a x. Okay, I'll connect this as a x point. I'm plotting this. Okay, market is started. Now it is exactly somewhere around 38.2%. You thinking that market will reverse. Okay, but did not reverse. Actually, market is falling actually. So 61.8%. Okay, this is the best place to buy because the stop loss is so low and you wanted to buy. Actually, did not. Actually, market was falling. Okay, 100% retracement. Do you think this is a double bottom? Okay, how many of you guys are trading the geometric patterns? So you guys typically will go for a double bottom, right? Double bottom, double top, or something. This is double bottom. Okay, one, two. Okay, double bottom. So then you will think that the market will go 100% retracement. We'll see that. Okay, we'll see on next. So fib retracement alone is not enough for pullback. Okay, need a reversal confirmation, trend continuation confirmation is required. So next slide. Okay, next slide. What it says that it did went to even 100% and it went beyond 100%. Okay, beyond 100%. So which means for you it's a market structure changed. So people will think that now onwards you have to look for sell, sell, sell. So this is a retracement for selling opportunities. So start selling this here and then market hit the stop loss. You start selling here, you market is the stop. You will become a double top. So market have to follow here. It did follow some level and then after that it did break out. So what do you call this actually? How many of you guys go through this kind of things? This is a typical day, I mean, typical day weekly chart or typical 5 minutes chart, expanding triangle. Okay, someone is from harmonic or something elite way, I guess. So now I'm not come to this cup with the handle. Okay, there you go. This is where the subjective things are comes into play, right? When I was trying to measure something and things are changing it, this has become a now directional become a, non up direction become down directional. When it break, you become double bottom become a double top. I try to go for a short and it become breakout. Now you call it as someone is called it as a cup with a handle. Someone is called it the expanding triangle. So it's kind of everything is subjective, and this is called analysis and paralysis. Okay. So those who follow the theorish books, all the bookish items, whatever things were mentioned, it's all okay for to trade in 80s or 70s. Okay, because those days seeing a computer alone is very monumental things. Okay, you see a chart in something that you visually you can see, you can draw something in a geometry itself is a big monumental thing. You agree? Is it the same case for in 2025? Is it the same case for 2025? Now, in every broker A to Z, everyone is giving us a chart. And how do you going to draw with the same bookish knowledge of 1980s, 1970s? That you will have to go for a fib retracement, go below, go above. double bottom, double top. There is no exact double top, double bottom. It's always something level of come. So they'll try to do nowadays. It's a zone. Instead of they're creating a double top, double bottom. They create a zones actually. They'll say this is okay. They call it as a zone, and then they will say now, okay, this is a double bottom, and it market went up, double top. This is all just to cheat the people or lure the people. There is no zone on this exactly support or here. For me, there is no resistant actually. For my understanding of so far in my studies, there is no resistant. If there is a resistant works, then market would not be in at 26,000 or 24,000. All the resistant would have been hit and then come back to zero. So by theory, by logic, by common sense, there is no resistant. Okay, there is no perfect top and double top, double bottom. So even February tracement, oh shit, market reverse 100% the previous swings. So which mean you will not go it. So the conclusion today, based on this, uh, okay, so what I mentioned just now. So you are looking for to go for stop loss, and you went for long and then hit a stop loss. Okay, so since it's a market structure breakout, you're going for a sell and your stop loss hit again. Again, it's market structure reverse, market structure breakout. You went for a long again. This is the only hit to take profit. So if you go like this and doing a swing trading and doing it, it will be very difficult. You will drain your emotions, you drain your energy, and it will not be profitable at all. Okay, all the books don't give you concrete evidence based trading. Okay, and there is no framework to it. Okay, so one have to develop, you have to develop, or someone is developed, then you have to follow, make sure it's working the same way, then you can follow it. So far clear, we are into the basics. Okay, so let's conclude this basics. Theory works on closed market. How many of you guys seeing the kind of postmortem report or post market report? That is a closed market, right? Anything on a closed market, you can come and say news, right? Am I right, guys? Theory works most theory works on hindsight. Okay. Measuring on live market is difficult. So how many of you guys face in live market in measuring the geometry pattern is damn difficult. Okay. February tracement alone is not enough. Okay. Trend continuation confirmation is required. Retracement more than 100% is not trend reversal. Okay. So I just debunked all this information just by one example. I can give you the example after example. Okay. But that you get the point, I guess. Right? Am I right, guys? We just we just killed the really the trend trading myth. Okay, if you really following that kind of trend trading myth, trying to draw something on a chart and resistance based double top double bottom and Fibonacci retracement, expansion retracement, and then you buy it higher, high risk buy, low risk buy, all doomed. Okay, that's what the conclusion, right? But there are ways to trade. We need to have a come up with the solution. Okay, so objective solution. Shall we go on? So we need an objective framework to trade low risk buy and low risk sell. Okay. So that is a solution is Trendscal V3. This is where we started and then shared it to many people. This is still available free for anyone to choose. Don't have to be even Trendrooster member. Earlier I used to, this is a paid version. Now it made it as a completely free and it is available. Okay. So trend trading, so trend is plus momentum and then cycle high, low, fractal box, and put together, you will get a concrete, evidence of trend trading. Okay. So we'll go through one by one. What is this? Why we have to do this? Everything. Okay. Before going to that, how many of you know the trend definition? How many of you guys knows what is trend and trend definition? So you have to be active, otherwise it'll be like a video post, not be a webinar. I'm just asked trend definition, market direction. Okay, I asked market direction. Mhm. Higher high again. Okay, uptrend is higher, bottom formation. Trend depends on the time frame. Okay, bull. All right, let's move on. Okay, some I wanted to have a clarity. Let's move on. Trend and trend studies. Okay, so because trend have a lot of qualities and properties. Okay, we look at when you try to buy new bikes, you typically look for when I look for a bike, I will typically look for ABS, anti-lock braking system, traction control, quick shifter, and terrain controls, riding mode. So you typically see this, right? And what is a radial tire? Radial tire, spokeless, alloy wheels, and upright position, and serviceability. You will see a lot of things, right? Only to, whatever I said so far, these are things that are available in motorbikes itself. Okay, not for Toyota. I mean, what are anti-lock braking system, traction control, and upright position, and radial tire? All things are available. I mean, go for look for something like 400 cc bike, you will get it. Anyhow, these are the properties of the good bike, isn't it? So when I say trend and trend studies, that's supposed when I say trend and trend studies, and thanks guys. Trend studies, we supposed to have a lot of properties in it. Okay, it's not just by trend, higher high, higher lows. It has a lot of properties in it and values in it. Okay, so typically, trend qualities are trend entry. Okay, whether you're entering on the exactly on trend. Okay, and after entering, is it going to blast? You're supposed to know. Are you really following the trend? Okay, once you enter, you're supposed to follow the trend. Okay, then the trend has a strength or not? Is it trend is exhaust and the trend exit in confirmations? So all this information put together, it's a trend properties. Are you surprised to know this now? So this is supposed to be trend. I mean, not just to be putting a some lines or trend line or anything. I'm going to give a detailed tabular column wise comparison. Okay, so is your trend trading has this have all these features? If not, then throw away, because these are the properties are important. This is something like trend entry is like a anti-lock braking system. Okay, this is a traction control, and this is upright position, and this is a pillion rider along with the cushion. Okay, this is something like you can add on. These are the properties that you're supposed to have. Okay, so let's go in deep of what is it exactly trend entry means. Okay, so I put together, people are, typically in a trend trading, then, they typically go for a bookish manner. They put some trend line and they just try to follow. Okay, that will only give one of this property. Okay, trend follow and then trend exit. But it lacks of trend entry, trend blast, trend descent, and trend exhaust. Okay, because the trend line, if you do trend line and try to trade, you are losing all these properties. Basically, you're riding on TS50. Okay, how many of you rode? I mean, rode before TS50. That was my first. I learned bike riding. That is not even called bike, moped. Anyhow, golden crossover. Golden crossover is 50 cross 200 or something. Trend entry is somewhat is okay level, and the trend follow is okay. Trend strength, there are some level of trend strength is fine, and trend exhaust is coming out of it, and trend exit. So it lacks of the blast part. Okay, MACD crossover. Okay, if you lose, if you taking as a MACD as your trend trading, then MACD alone as a trend entry will work, but trend follow work, trend exit will work. But it you are missing out of the three more properties. Higher high, higher lows. I don't think. I mean, it's very subjective. I just even generously I've added to trend entry, trend follow, trend exit, but at actually it's not. RSI 14 trend follow, yeah, you can do with the RSI 14 trend strength, yeah, you can measure with it. Trend exit, you can do measure with it. Okay, super trend entry is fine, trend follow is fine, trend exit is fine. Okay, so I want to follow everything, in this everything to be a tick mark. So what is available? Ichimoku is not. Ichimoku is only trend entry, you'll get it. Trend follow, you'll get it. Trend exit, you'll get it. Okay. So which one takes the all the trend properties? Any idea? Combos. Combos. Somewhat you're there, but okay. Let's move on to the next slide. I'll show you what it is. Okay. So the three EMA variation are four EMA variations. Okay. So we use three in TSV3 and advanced variation we use four. Okay. 3 EMA variations like any 3 EMA. So 3 EMA variation. So you typically get a trend entry, trend blast, and trend follow, and trend strength, and trend exhaust, trend exit. So I'm going to prove this how this 3 EMA variation or 4 EMA variations will give you all these properties. You surprised this, right? Just a 3 EMA, how that is going to give you all the tick boxes. Are you surprised? No? Okay, let's move on. Uh, okay. So I typically use the 34 period Fibonacci and round it up to the 35, 70, 105, 3 EMAs. Okay. Williams alligator is it's something like he started with it, but we cannot use that exactly William alligators. Okay. The periods are 5, 8, and 13 period. That will be closely hugging the price, and we will not see the bird eye view. Okay, we need a bird eye view, right? So now if you look at the trend studies, so this is our trend studies and we're going to look at it. First we need to see whether it is uptrend or downtrend. So by objectively, uptrend means 35 greater than 70, 70 greater than 105. Doesn't have to be this exactly this EMS. It could be 50 greater than 100, 100 greater than 150. Okay, it could be anything, whatever you time frame you measure. Okay, it could be 5 minutes, or it could be 1 minute time frame. It could be 1 hour time frame, daily time frame. You have to use three moving average or four moving average to measure the trend and trend studies. Okay, that is what we're going to. So downtrend has the same thing: 35 lesser than 70, 70 lesser than 105. Is that clear? Is this objective or subjective? Just to type objective so that we can move on to the next one. Is this objective or subjective? So because we can easily code 35 greater than 70, 75 is greater than 105, right? It's subjective, right? Okay. Let's move on to the next one. This is also called as a deliberate market. In my, almost in a 20, not 20, 15 years of trading so far, and learning trading, become a full-time trader. So, in my understanding, all the geometric patterns or any indicator based patterns or candlestick pattern, price patterns work most of the time high probability success only trade within these zones. Only trade whenever this three moving average are in a aligned, tandemly aligned manner or opposite aligned in a bearish manner. Only in this area high probability of success. If you have, say example, if you have maybe some kind of a triangle pattern or some kind of butterfly pattern or some kind of Gartley pattern, Anything above this, bullish pattern and bullish pattern along with the three moving average in the direction, then there is a high chance that this will work out. Okay. Along with that, if you see moving average tandemly aligned, and if you see any breakout happens in a higher high, higher low breakout happens, this will likely work out. Okay. So this is actually what I am saying is deliberate market, which means whenever tandemly aligned, it is called deliberate market, and non-deliberate market structure whenever it's not aligned. Okay, we should avoid non-deliberate market. Okay, clear so far? So why it is important? So we just started with the trend studies and the trend studies with the three moving average. So to come up with this idea itself, a lot of things are there. Okay, that's what I'm explaining here one by one. Okay, so very first thing is when you see, this is called bow-tie setup, trend entry, trend blast. All of them are possible when the three moving averages cross together, and you will see that there is going to be a trend blast and the direction most of the time. Okay, I'm not saying 100% because in trading there is no 100% certain. Okay, in a probability manner, a higher chance of success when there is a three moving average or four moving average cross together. You will see the highest success are moving in the direction. How many of you guys seen this? But this is a trade setup, trade entry, trend entry, and trend blast. This is a trend blast area. So when this occurs, this is a trend blast area. You're supposed to enter here in order to get a trend blast. You have to make a profit out of it, and not here. Okay, so we have options to enter here. That's a different scenario and different method to enter, but you have to enter somewhere here. Okay, so you understand what is the trend entry and the trend blast, right? Shall we move on? We are still looking at the trend studies. Okay, so now smaller the distance. Okay, what is trend studies? Trend strength. Okay. So all these EMAs are stacked in a very smaller distance means that the trend strength is phenomenal. Okay, which means there is a imminent. I mean, furthermore levels are there to go uh, because its trend strength is so clear and it's going to blast furthermore. So this is called we are strength to strength. Okay, trend exhaust is exactly opposite. So this is a trend exact. You see that all the moving average are separated so widen, and the market flattened here, and then suddenly try to become a reversal. Everything crossed somewhere here, and it will become a blast. So market is so widened here, and what happens is then suddenly some consolidation comes, and then maybe market will go down or market will go up. Okay, so you need to watch out this level of separation of the three moving average or the four moving average. This is very important. This is called trend exhaust. Okay, this kind of information was not available with the Ichimoku, RSI, Super Trend, or MACD, any other indicator trend studies that you do. You will not see that informations. Those information, the quality of the property or trend, you will only see it in the three moving average or four moving average. So far, clear? Okay, now we are going for a momentum. Okay, so momentum by definition is so choppy because two bars become momentum high, one bar become momentum low. So I was in a task to find out how momentum to be measured. So if you search Google or in early days there is no such a Google search. Even Google, you do a Google search, you will not get such answers. uh, Typically you will see that momentum means ROC, rate of change. Rate of change is the momentum measurement. Okay, but that is a candle by candle it will change. And some people will use momentum as a momentum indicator. There is an indicator called momentum. That is also it is choppy. Some people will use RSI as a momentum, and RSI it is every bar it will move very choppy. It is not smoothed. So I was in a task to find out the smoothed, you know. momentum. So I know that MACD was there for long enough, and people will use a different manner. I found out that the MACD histogram is a pure way of measuring the momentum, and the momentum henceforward. I've been tasked to use only mostly in the MACD histogram as a, I call it as a mom, and it is exactly works as it is. Predictability is more, and following the momentum is where the money flow is really. It is very important. Don't use a money flow indicator MFI. Don't use RSI for momentum. Don't use stochastic for momentum. Don't use ROC for momentum. Those are very choppy, and it'll give you a lot of noise and a lot of choppiness of indications, false signals basically. So MACD was there more than 40 plus years. Gerald Apple who was invented this amazing indicator, and henceforth this is a part of momentum measurement for me at least. So it's not because momentum it comes with three speeds. I believe in a market is move on different speeds, okay, different waves. So I wanted to cover up all the speeds. So I use three different speeds: 35 120, 30, 35 220, 35 320. You guys can go ahead and change it. In my testing, this settings works wonderfully regardless of market change. Ever since I launched this, it's since this same setting, no changes out there, and so far it is working perfectly and well put together. Later this presentation, I will try to go and demonstrate the TSV3 in live charts, and you will see the amazing thing of MACD histograms. For us, is momentum. Okay. So now we need a trigger cycles. Cycles because of market momentum. We are using cycles for CCI indicators for a CCI to low. So we buy in this CCI low, provided trend is up and provided market momentum is out there up. Okay. Now fractal box for entry. So fractal box is since then it is available Bill Williams times onwards. So I'm not going to say much about this. This is free indicator available. Okay. So now we're going to look at this put together as a TSP3, and let's see now the objective manner. Okay. Trend. So by design is 5 minutes time frame. So trend is now it's confirmed with this direction, right? How many of you know its trend is confirmed, right? You guys see it, right? Trend is confirmed. Trend is within this three moving average stacked properly, right? 35 greater than 70, 70 greater than 105. Okay. Momentum histograms are all green, which means what? Trend is up, momentum is up. Now it is very much clear that so market is going to go in this direction. So we need to have a trigger. Trigger is nothing but the CCI low and then the fractal breakout. This is where the typical. So if we put a stop loss somewhere here or here, and then 1:2, we will get it. Okay. This we have traded in our live room long back in 2022, and a couple of months we made a profit in live trade and I showed it to the public. Okay. So now you see that this is a theory. By theory, this is a low risk buy. Low risk buy. We did not have a concrete evidence of we are looking for. We were looking at Fibonacci retracement, 38% retracement or 50% retracement, 68.2% retracement. Now look at this amazing framework. Within this framework, now look at the market is going up and retracing down. We are still in uptrend. Okay, we are still in uptrend because 35 is greater than 50, sorry, 70, 70 greater than 105. Momentum all is crowd, and we are seeing that pullback is up. We are looking for reversal breakout. Once a reversal breakout, where this is where low risk buy, not here, here. Okay, so you'll put a stop loss here, 1:2. So when you are trying to come up with a low risk buy, this is a framework. Okay, this took a long time for me to figure out, but this is objective. And if you do this continually manner, rinse and repeat, you will be in a profitable manner. Okay. So far clear. To come to this conclusion. So how many components we used so far? All right. So let's move on to the four. Okay, right. Let's move on to the next slide. Opposite manner. So same thing. Market is coming down somewhere here, and then it retracing back, and then it is coming down again, retracing back, and then it's coming down. So basically, the momentum is down, trend is down, and we're looking for retracement, and the retracement level is here. The fractal breakout happened here. This is the first trade, and this is a second trade. So all this trade did not hit a stop loss. You will get a 1 is to 2, 1 is to 2. So there you go. You want to follow the objective manner, or you wanted to look for Fibonacci retracement? By the way, this study, everything I made it as a free of cost, and things are available at free in TradingView. Low risk sell. So we have back tested and even for a stock long back, and 2021 22. So it was giving a lot of good signals. So far market is working fine with this signal. This is statistics of the trading systems. Okay, good. We also had opportunities to look for using this wonderful momentum, because everything price leads by momentum, right, and not volume, because volumes are it's a fake actually. When you try to measure by volume by volume studies, you have to use OBV. We'll come to that separate a different webinar for that. So momentum leads the price. So this is a 15 minutes momentum, and this is 30 minutes momentum. So when you try to buy a BTST on this 315 minutes exactly, and there are chances that the next day it's going to in the same direction of the trend and the same direction of the momentum. Okay, we have seen this. We also did a back testing of this study for BTST, and same thing a BTST here on the put option, buying a put option. When the momentums are down on a 15 minutes time frame and 30 minutes time frame, all the three speeds here and here, and the trend is down, and 315 you're seeing something, you have to buy a put option. Next day you will see the gap down or follow through the next day. So this is a very good opportunity to follow through this trend and momentum to in order to enter the BTST. Earlier with this TSV3, we saw that we saw that LBR, right? LBR entry, low risk buy entry, which is within a trend. How do you buy? So we buy in the low risk buy. So the next opportunity with this trend studies that we are talking about BTST entries. So far clear? So far you guys are learning or refreshing? I know many of them are hardcore TS3 members, but are you guys measuring, or are you guys learning something? Okay. So we did small studies out there, a number of trades and the indecision. So nine and predicted correct 21 times, predicted indicated based on opening only. So we did not follow through. Some of them are follow through were profitable, but opening alone, we had a 66 percentage unsuccessful prediction of 34 percentage net gain within this 44 entries around 1148 points. Okay. So this is some sampling of studies. I'm urge people to use it to go ahead and do the back test yourself. Okay, don't believe trust in blindly anyone else. Okay, including me. Shall I move on? Okay. So within this, we have a shallow. We looked at a shallow pullback. We're going to look at the deep pullback with the using multi-time frame analysis. So the fractal box. If you look at this multi-time frame analysis, there is a two types of. This is a shallow pullback, but this is a deep pullback. This is a deep pullback. Okay. So we are seeing this deep pullback, and then market is going on in this direction. So same thing, but it is available in the same indicator that you guys see it in VDB. VDB. You have to choose deep pullback. This is one of my favorite indicators. Try to go with this deep pullback, same low risk buy. Okay. So we did back test, I guess. Let me check. Yeah, we did back test. You look at this market starting, momentum started in this blue, and trend is up. This is the market is going the direction, the market coming down. This is where we have to buy. So market breakout buy. Okay. So we did this live trading on July 22, and a couple of months we did a 16% result direction trade alone. Okay, on the month. Couple of months we did to prove this market method is works, and one we have to follow it. Okay, but this is a manual trading systems, but it's very objective. So far clear, guys. This is alone is worth of more than 10,000 rupees or 20,000 rupees. This webinar alone. I mean, whatever I cracked it so far with the trend studies, I've explained it 100% without hiding it anything. Okay. Now look at this, shallow pullback. This is all shallow pullback, and this is a depth pullback. Okay. And the difference between shallow pullback and deep pullback. And a lot of people priced about this objective method. A lot of people made money out of it, and user reviews are out there. Okay, we have seen so far trend trading system. Now TSV3 has evolved like anything. Okay, markets are evolving. TSV3 is evolving. So far, these methods are works in manual manner, but we have to look for in 2025. We have to go in automated manner. Okay, one second, guys. So we have a lot of offerings within this TSV3. Okay. So let's look at the closely in TSV3. This is now it is free. It is available in TradingView. If you search at BDB, you will get that indicated suits, and then you start following the trend trading studies with the TSV3 basics and core. Basics is basically using a shallow pullback. A core is basically using a deep pullback. Okay, and BTSC, and you will have a bow tie entries along with that other entries. Okay, so you will have basically you'll get everything in a manual. It's free of cost. Okay. Now we have a TSV3 Advanced, which is nothing but it's an automated manner, and based on the TSV3 principles, because the principle is same remain and getting evolved, and it is one of the best RR ratio strategies. If you don't have a clarity, then you go ahead and look for a TSV3 webinar within the Graphy Trendrooster website. You can check out it there, and it is portfolio based approach. You risk 1%, you will be taking out of 1.5% risk reward. It's a wonderful method to go for risk with reward. Okay. Then now we have much more evolved it. We have a TSV3 mom based trade setups. Okay. This one I have not released it as a separate product, but I've made it as available as within the zone momentum builder. Okay. I know pretty many of them are zone momentum builder. I'm going to give a live example out of this. So we'll look at this each and everything, how good this strategies are out there. Okay, so I'm going back to the trading view. If you see the trading view, this is where all the momentums are down. You don't want to trade in this area, am I right? Do you want to trade in this area? Do you want to trade in this area? No, right? Because the momentum is down. Momentum is down, and you don't want to trade in this area, right? This is what happens because this is non-trending area. Non-momentum is not confirming. Trend is not confirming, and it is a perfectly non-directional area. Even if you trade non-direction, there could be a stop loss hit. So this is available. How do you get it? You just go ahead, indicator, search it, VDB, and you will get it. Okay. These are all proper entries. If you see that trend is up, and you see that entries are out there, you breakout entries are out there, breakout entries are out there. You typically search it, you'll get it. Okay. So this is a manual trading. Now let's look at the beauty of TSV3 Advanced. This is basically TSV3 principles. Now look at the same market. We are in the same market, same 5 minutes time frame. So this is a manual trading. Okay, this is the same manual trading, same resolution. I'm in 5 minutes. Nifty. Here also, I mean, same in Nifty 5 minutes. What do you guys see the difference? This is started entering here, exit here, entered here, exited here, entered here. It the stop loss hit. So how many R's mean risk versus reward? So reward is three, 2 hour reward and 1 hour risk. So still you made a lot of money out of it. So market is not aligned properly, so we are not taking the trade. This is all automatic, and if still people are trading this exactly in manner. And look at this, the beauty. Whenever there is a momentum trend alignment is happened, this advanced trend, advanced risk based reward is automatically pick up the trades. By design, the last, last trend exit trades, typically, this one will hit the stop loss. That's how it is. Okay, we have to pay the price in order to catch this entire trend. Nobody knows exactly perfect reversal. Okay, if you go this, there will be a stop loss, couple of stop loss, and if you're going this, you see that in October, September, we have made 3,000, 2,000 points with the TSV3 alone. Okay, we had a separate group and we have posted everything. So this is a TSV3 advance. You could find it in a trendrooster.graphy.com. If you are wanted to test it out first, you go ahead and take a trial. A trial is something like you can pay the trial period and then you can take 1 month trial, test it out yourself. I can test and show you right away. So all the way 2001, 11 to 2025. So I can go ahead and backtest. I'll show you the result. These are not backtests, but these are actually real live trade. We have took the trade. So you can change this because this is a portfolio-based systems. So two, one system one, system two, this different risk-based reward and a backtest and live trade results, anything you can call it. What do you guys see it? Miracle, isn't it? Trend trading shouldn't be easier, more easier than this. Okay, clear? So we had seen trend trading evaluation with proper manual entries, BTST, bow tie setups, and shallow pullback, retracement, deep pullback, everything with the manual systems. The same thing, we have a automated proper risk with reward, money management applied, and we have a systems in Trendrooster TSV3 Advanced. Now I'm going to demonstrate the TSV3 momentum. This is pretty simple. I've already demonstrated. Anyhow, people are asking it. So this is a momentum zone builder. Okay, zone momentum builder. So you go there. You have to choose this is a long only, and we're going to choose the same thing. EMA zone. I'm going to choose. It could be 5 minutes, 15 minutes. Anything is fine with it. I'm going to choose 15 minutes, 35, 70, and another 5 minutes. I'm going to choose 35, 70, or we can say 35, 70, and then 105. That is also possible. Or we can even measure 15 minutes and 30 minutes. Okay, so we are seeing the zones. Now I'm going to confirm with the momentum of 30 minutes, and our speed is 35 120, 35 220, and 35 320. Okay, no more trigger, no more stochastic or intraday, anything like that. We just click OK. That's all, guys. This is a trend trading, I mean, trend rooster TSV3 momentum trading. That's all, nothing else. So you want to see the results? Go ahead and backtest yourself. Voila, you see it, you see the property, right? So you can confirm this by, again, it is 5 minutes, 15 minutes, small momentums. If you want to confirm, yeah, you can do that. You wanted to make this as a higher time frame, that is also possible. What do you guys see it? This is a proper way to, you can customize, you can DIY builder, right? This kind of DIY builder, we do have a lot of other momentum zones are out there. This presentation is all about trend trading and the TSV3 momentum. So the TSV3 momentum, so trend confirmation is out there and the momentum confirmation, and then exit based on entries, trend and momentum. Sorry, entry is based on trend and momentum. Exit is based on either trend exit or momentum exit. Okay. So here we see the trend confirmation out there, but momentum, there is no momentum synchronization. So no entries. Here, all of them are aligned. Momentums are aligned there, and the EMAs are stacked in our trend following method. It is entered here, exited there. But EMA continuation is furthermore it went there and exited. So a lot of EMA confirmation out there, but the momentum no, you should not trading it. So you should have avoided all this messy area, right? So this is the power of zone momentum builder. So if you are already a subscriber, go ahead and do this kind of testing yourself and configure it. If you wanted to make a alert out of it, there is a context custom text out there. You can say this is a TSV3 underscore mom. You put there whenever you are exporting, whenever it triggers it, you have it automatically push this text custom text to your Tradetron or any other algo bridge out there. For example, I'm going to create a alert, add alert. So within this alert, so we're going to choose same as said open-ended. We have to put that based on trade run settings. We have to put settings here and your API bridge. I mean auth token, and then create connect. So it will automatically TSV3 underscore mom is your strategies. See, you create another trend trading strategies with this zone builder. You do the customization and then change it, save the different template and change this to TSV3 ADV or something like that. So this will become a ADV. Change this, add a stochastic out of it, add an intraday filter, add extra another filter. You can do a lot of customization with it. Okay. I think I'm done with this so far. So I have showed what is trend trading. Difference between STPT is totally different. Okay, it's all about indicator based exit. This is all about risk based reward and trend trading. Okay. So we looked at it, what is a trend trading and the class of basics is hindsight theory don't work in the trend trading. We looked at the trend properties like trend entries, trend blast, trend strength, trend exhaust, trend exit. So all the properties are available with the three period moving averages or 4 period moving averages. So with that, we understand the trend is working with this is very simple, and we added the momentum into the confirmation bias. We also added the cycles into our factors, and then trigger for fractals. So all together, put together, we have a wonderful trading system for manual bow tie entry, BTST entry, low risk buy, okay, and then shallow buy, and then deep pullback. So you have a lot of buying opportunities within this trade setup. Now we have a trend TSV3 evolved and TSV3 advanced is out there. It is properly automatically taking the trade. You don't have to do it. You can backtest it. Once you do the paper trading, backtest yourself. You confirm this the confirmation. Then you go ahead and connect with the TradeTron or any other algo bridge. It'll automatically trades for you. Okay. The next one is evolved. Furthermore, evolved TSV3 is that zone momentum builder. We have zones available. You can customize the zones along with the momentum filter. Now based on the trend and momentum, you can create multiple zones and trade along with it. So it could be a 5 minutes trade setup, or it could be 15-minute trade setup, 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hour, doesn't matter. As long as you follow this kind of structure, it will be profitable. All right, I think it's exactly 1 hour. I thanks for your time, and let's see any other slides I left it out. Mm, nothing much. Go ahead and check it out yourself. Trendrooster.graphy.com. Let me go. Let me give you the site. If you're interested, and go ahead and check for a trial, and 1 month take the trial, and then you guys could go ahead before purchasing the full version. Okay, so you click this, so you will be seeing this. You see this, actually you will see that TSV3, this is a full version, and you will see this is actually a trial version, advanced trial version. And the zone momentum builder is it's in the different Telegram based subscription. Okay, monthly subscription. You can subscribe it there. So you guys go ahead and test it out with the trial before buying it. If you are confident, then go ahead and buy the full version. Okay, and zone momentum builder comes with a 7 days money back guarantee. TV, obviously yes, because you have to export. You have to create alert, right? Because in alert function you cannot do with free version, right? You have to have a paid version, some minimum level of paid version. Now is a Labor Day celebration is going on. It's a lot of cheap amount as a trading view. I mean, you can subscribe a premium or pro plus or something like that. So that's all, folks. This is a trend trading blueprint, and I've mentioned every all the entries possibilities. And trend trading advance, TSV3 advance, and TSV3 momentum with the zone momentum builder. Okay, that's all, folks. If you have any questions, post it here. Otherwise, see you guys on next webinar. Seems like no questions. I'm going to stop the web recording.